guys, today I thought I'd make another video about art tips for beginners because there's a lot of things that I wish I was told when I first started doing artwork. I've been doing art all my life, but the past 2 years I've gotten a lot more serious about it, and I was practically a beginner just 2 years ago, and more like a year and a half ago, and I already have gotten quite a bit better, I guess, from my first drawings, and there's just a lot of stuff I wish I was told back then. Okay, tip number 1 I have: do not compare yourself to other artists. You just can't do that. It will make you have a image in your head of what your art is supposed to look like, when in reality, art can look like anything you want. Like, I had this problem a lot when I was first starting out, especially because I started out on my Instagram where I was sharing art, and I also would follow tons of art accounts back. Like, you can tell if you go to my Instagram, I'm following like 6,000 artists because I love to look at it. And anyways, when I was first starting out, I would think that my art is good, and then I would look at somebody else's and think, oh, mine's gotta look like theirs, or it's not as good as theirs. So you will get discouraged and not want to continue doing art at all. And that almost happened to me several times before I realized that, you know, my art style is different than everybody's. Everybody's art style is unique and different than everybody else's. So, don't compare yourself to artists, other artists. Number 2, something else I wish I would have known whenever I started getting good was, don't do it for free. Like, for example, I would post my art on Instagram, and people would see it and be like, and they would DM me or comment and be like, hey, can you draw me? Draw me, draw me, draw me. And a lot of times I would just do it and I'd cave because I have this personality where I want everybody to like me, which is dumb. But I ended up doing a lot of artwork for free, and like, I mean, it's one thing to do it for a family member or if you just want to do it for somebody for free, but people who kept commenting and commenting and asking for them, and I just kept doing them because I couldn't put my foot down, that's costing me a lot of money, considering, like, I sell it now, and I could have, and I wasted all those supplies on art that I didn't even really like. I just did it because somebody asked me to do it. I wasn't really passionate about the art piece I did, and it just is not practical, especially if you're wanting to sell art as a living, like I have been doing. So try not to do that as much. I know it's hard to say no to people, but I eventually had to put my foot down, and then you find out in the end a lot of people are actually willing to pay. Because I have had people ask me to draw them, and I would be like, well, I sell them, so if you want to buy one, you can buy one, and they bought one. So, you know, it can turn out pretty well even if you say no. Tip number 3. Now, this isn't something I've heard a lot, but look back at your old art. I say this because a lot of times I would look at a piece of artwork that I did and I would not like it whatsoever. And then I would but once I looked back at my old art, I would see how much better I got, and I would start to like my art that I just did. And that has happened to me quite a few times, but at first I didn't do that, and I would always think, this is horrible, I haven't improved at all. But if you look back at your old art very frequently, you can tell how much you have changed and grown artistically. And I think it's something that like really helps you improve to keep on working and keep on painting and stuff. Tip number 4, always don't be afraid to share your artwork. Like, don't be afraid to put it out there. And like on Instagram, I know people get mad at other people for putting a lot of hashtags, but don't be afraid to do that. Like, why should anybody care how many hashtags you put? Because that's one of the main reasons why art has gotten out there and I have such a following on Instagram, is because I wanted people to find my art. Like, don't be afraid to want people to find your art, because, I mean, you do it for a reason. You know, like, it's almost a shame if you do it and people don't see it. Because if it's good, which most art is, and I'm sure yours is great, then please just post it and put all those hashtags you want. Because, I mean, who cares if somebody's like, ooh, you put a bunch of hashtags, ooh, I hate that. you know, I absolutely hate it, because it's like, well, you work so hard on a piece of artwork, you want people to see it. And I used to have a problem with that, but finally I was just like, I don't care anymore, and started putting a bunch of hashtags, and that's when my art got a big following, and that's helped me make money, you know? So don't be afraid to do that. But if you are sharing your artwork, make sure you put a watermark on it. I mean, sign it and date it, especially date it. But if you sign it like on the side, and if you're gonna post it, you don't have to draw something on the actual piece of artwork, but maybe like edit a watermark like in the center of your artwork, so nobody can crop it out. Because I've had people share, not really saying that it's theirs, but still sharing my artwork, but cropping out my signature, so nobody knew that it was mine. And that, like, you know, if it gets really popular, like that happened to me once, and it got really popular, but nobody knew it was me, so I didn't gain from it at all, and nobody knew it was my artwork, and that really bummed me out. So make sure you put like a little watermark, like in the middle. I'll show you. I'll post, or here's a picture of one I have done where I put a watermark in the middle. Just edit it on the computer so I don't actually screw up my actual artwork. You know, that's so important in the art world. So important. And it's just important, just in case, to put it there. Tip number 5: don't judge your artwork based on what other people say about it. Like, because some people, like, if you go to show one of your friends your artwork, and they're just like, and you think it's really good, but they're just like, oh, cool, and don't really say much about it, don't think that it's not good, because some friends just don't have that artistic eye, or some people just don't see it in the way that you see it, or that, like, some people will see it and think, oh, this is amazing, but other people will see it and be like, eh. But that's just because everybody views everything differently, and some people just don't have an artistic eye. I've had this problem a lot with, especially with my dad. Like, the biggest reaction I get out of a person is Lucas, and that's because he is a huge artist himself. Lucas and my friend Kira. They both are really positive about my artwork, and that's because they have an artistic eye, I guess. Don't judge your artwork based on other people's opinions, because it's just, you know, everybody's gonna have a different opinion on it. And I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago, and I still struggle with this. You'll have a much better time if you just don't. Like, listen to the positive comments, definitely, but if somebody says something negative about it, don't worry about it, because everybody sees it differently. The last tip I want to say is, and it's one that it's a cliche, it's been repeated, but keep practicing. Draw anytime you can. Literally just draw all the time. First, don't like give up your social life and stop eating. Like, you need food! Like, I have gotten pretty good in a very short span of time because I have been homeschooled and I have so much time to do it. And I just do art all the time, just constantly. I do a piece of artwork at least once a day. Maybe not finish it, but I do some art at least once a day. And a lot of times I would draw like 3 drawings in one day, or do like a painting or 2 in a day. And like, I did it so much, and I have so much work that I have done, and that's helped me progress a lot. So I know some of you don't have as much time as I do, because I know I have a lot. But just draw when you can, and it will help you progress, because if you draw like once, and then don't do it for like a month or so, and then try and draw some more, you're not going to progress very fast, and then that will discourage you by not progressing very fast. And so, all I can say is just practice. So I hope you beginning artists enjoyed this video. I hope it was a lot better than my last one. I don't think I was as nervous and said, it was a lot. Like, watch my last video, I dare you to drink every time I say, Don't do that, you're probably underage. Oh no! But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think, comment below if you want me to do another one, or if you liked it or don't. Subscribe, and I will be making more videos like this, and once I buy a camera, I will be making more speed tutorials, and also art tutorials, like where I talk and tell you how to draw a certain thing. Stuff like that. But thanks for watching. It really helps me out, and I've always wanted to do this, and Your positive comments really made me feel better about it on my last video, so thank you. I guess I will see you maybe tomorrow? Alright. Bye guys.